So, the next in the homeowner chainsaw series is this saw. It is the full bore. Yeah, the full bore. As you can see, it comes in a very large box because it comes fully assembled. And I did open the box and have a look inside. I actually had a look inside at the store where I bought it, Bunnings. And there you go, Bunnings get a free plug, not that they need it. Because I just wanted to make sure that everything was inside it, because it looked like it had been opened and then resealed. The reason, if you buy any power equipment from Bunnings that has bits and pieces that can unscrew and be taken away, open the box before you leave the store and have a look inside there at the counter, because what people do is, not so much the ones in the boxes, but the display models, is that they steal the fuel caps and oil caps because they've lost them. And a lot of time they actually do sell, well, they used to anyway, they used to sell power equipment, whip snippers and whatever, really cheap, because they'd had fuel caps and things stolen off them. Yeah. So let's have a look what's inside the box. Okay, I'm going to have to get rid of this box pretty quickly. It's massive. There is a lot of protection, so I will show you the inside of the box. You get a full bore sticker, and who made the sticker? Yongyi. So Yongyi made the sticker. There you go, big full bore sticker. You get a toolkit in a in a paper envelope. Yeah, that's always really nice. Pretty basic. It's just a tuning screwdriver, a scranch, and where is it? And a hex key, which I'll grab in a second. You get a bottle. Typical. Yeah, nothing new there. You get a startup guide, and if you have any questions you can actually call them with a 1-800 free number. Yeah, that's interesting. And you've also got an instruction manual. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary there. So I'll take this out. And there's the hex key. Put that in. I'll put that in your really fancy, expensive tool bag. That's pretty cheap going there, right? Straight away, considering the price of this thing. So, I'll show you the inside of the box, what it looks like. So it's pretty well protected. Let's see. Where is it made? Where is it made? No doubt, I will put $1 million on it that it is made in China. And what does it say here? Important. Ensure the chain bar oil tank is filled with chain bar oil prior to operation. No, really? What's this one? Ensure the fuel mixture used to fill the fuel tank has a 40-to-1 ratio. There you go. These guys are confident in their saw. One, and like a lot of the other saws, so you've got what's on the top of the saw, cold start procedure. It's actually got the cold start procedure sticker on the top cover. What else has it got? It's got, I'll tell you what it's got. It's got a sticker on the side that is already unpeeling. Yeah, that's already unpeeling. What does it say on there? This has probably got the details that I'm interested in. So it was made in 1224. Alright, that's not long ago. It's got some tiny writing that I can't see, so I'm just going to be back in a sec. Get a pair of magnifying glasses that I can see. Back in a minute. Bad preparation again. Yep. Yeah, okay, I'm back. So, yeah. Couldn't find the glasses, even though I got 2 sets of those things. I don't know where I put them, but I did find a magnifying glass, so let's have a look. What does it say? TB Imports, Dandenong South, made in China. What's it say? Full bore, FBPC 5320 petrol chainsaw, 53.2cc, 2-stroke, 2 kilowatt, 508mm 20-inch bar. NQ idling engine speed, idling engine speed. Idling 3100 plus or minus 300 per minute. Maximum engine speed 1100 per minute. Fuel mixture ratio 40:1. Chain pitch 325. Chain gauge 0.58. 0.058. Drive length 78. Fuel tank is 550ml. Chain oil tank is 260ml. So yeah, it doesn't say who made it, but it's made in China. So let's see if it's see, these guys are smart. They just make an ordinary, that type of fuel cap. None of that malarkey that, that still do. See if this had any fuel in it ever. Yeah, there's definitely a yeah, it did. There's very, very slight residue in there. My bet is that they started it up, saw that it ran, emptied it and let it dry. What about bar oil? Nah, that's bone dry. It's never had any bar oil in it. Which doesn't matter. Alright, so let's, and unlike those stupid caps on the still, this thing is much easier to get to on these caps. So it does already have, it's fully assembled, so the dog is already on there, and it's got a safety cover, rubber safety cover. That's nice. Yeah. Not that you're going to hurt yourself with a dog. What about, chain's already on here. Says that it's got an Oregon bar. Whether it is or not, I don't know. Now, one thing that I don't agree with, what is that? One thing that I do not agree with is them coming fully assembled with and it's already tension on. So lucky, it's only been sitting around for how long? 12, 24. So it's only been sitting around for a few months with all the tension on it. Shouldn't have any tension on it at all. Alright. Full bore, don't do this. Okay, don't do that. You lot in Dandenong. The chain tensioner feels really doesn't feel the best. So we'll get it all the way back, and then we'll have a look inside the clutch cover, because that's all the way. That's off. It should come off pretty easily. Oh no, I'll take the nuts off first. And again, fiddly box where the nuts live. Yeah, fiddly box where the nuts live. Now, so this is, that's where that stupid rubber thing goes that fell off the, I don't know how it goes, oh yeah, I see. That fell off the MTN, goes up there. This one is actually held on with something. Let's have a look inside it. It's very, very similar. In fact, it would not surprise me one bit if this was. So it's different to the MTM. It's not the same. Yeah. Take this off. Take bar and chain off. themselves while I do that. The bar feels really heavy. Yeah. It's definitely got Oregon all over it, so might be an Oregon after all. Let's see. Yeah. So it's only got one exhaust port at the front. I think most of the others have got two. What else? We've got this silly easy start. Let's see. Hold on off. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's got that silly easy start. The difference is on this one, it's got a primer bulb. Yeah. Alright, that's different. So it is clearly a Zenol clone, but it's a little bit different. Let's have a look under the hood, see what sort of filter it's got. Ah, yes, that's what I wanted to see. A good cartridge filter. It is small. Oh. That's pretty good. So it's got a captive nut with a sealing sort of gasket thing, plastic thing. How good that seals, it's a bit rough, that plastic's a bit rough, needs to be cleaned up a bit, but you do have a cartridge style filter. That's nice. I suppose this thing's screwed on. I wish I could see if this was, oh, where's that torch? Where's that torch of Russell's? Already lost it. Yeah. I wish I could see in there to see what sort of carb it's got. I'd like to think, because this thing costs $300 in Bunnings. Now, I would like to think that they've got a good carby on there, but I can't tell because this thing's screwed on. It looks, outwardly it looks like a Walbro. I think it is. I think it is, by golly. By golly, it is a Walbro. Or it looks like it says Walbro. I can't fully see. So that's nice because for $300 I want quality bits and pieces. And yeah, for $300 I'd want a Walbro on there. So it looks like it's also got a Walbro. Nice, nice, nice. Switching. Yeah, everything's pretty much the same, except for it's got a primer bulb. So, what's the plastic like? Yeah, it's plasticky. What do I think? I don't know. It feels cheap. What can you say? What can you expect? So one interesting thing is these things are offset, so the cover can only go on one way, which I'm not really sure what that's about. So we'll go downstairs, we'll fuel it up, and we'll see what happens when we start it for the first time. Hopefully it'll run. It should. It's got a 1-year warranty, which, yeah, okay. So we'll go down there and do that. Okay. I'll see you down there. Fueled up, oiled up. One thing I did notice is that the recoil cover is alloy. That's nice. Yeah. Safety bits off. And we'll put it down and see how we go starting it. Choke out, prime it up. Yeah, it's priming. See how we go, see how many pulls it starts. I think it's this easy start thing. No, it doesn't have an easy start. Yeah, it should be starting. Oh, I've got it on off. Yeah, that doesn't help. Now I've probably flooded it. It smells fueled. Yeah, looks like I flooded it. Come on, baby. Put back on choke. No. Oh, so I flooded it. See how she oils. Another go at starting it. Yeah. Let's see how she starts again. Put it on. Yeah, right, yeah. Alright, we'll take it upstairs. Alright, so finally got it started. It's stupid me, I had the switch on off and I think I got it flooded, but once it got going it did get going. Didn't run the best. It sounds muted. It sounds like it's suffocating, and I don't think I'd have any doubt that that muffler is really stifling this saw. One thing that I will say is, where's that magnifying glass? One thing I will say is there are a lot of things on this saw that remind me of the MTM. I think this crankcase looks exactly the same. You tell me the fucking thing's leaking. I've got oil on the crankcase seal. Or is that coming from there? That's probably coming from there. No, there is oil on the crankcase seal, which is not good. That should not be leaking. So this was made by the Jiang Royal Garden Tools Manufacture Company, and it was made in, you're kidding me, no, 2022. Okay, 2022, I believe. What's it say there? No, 12th of 24 it was made. The Zhejiang, oh not the Jiang, the Zhejiang Royal Garden Tools Manufacturing Company. That sounds familiar. Now this seal is leaking. Yeah, this is not good at all. I'm just going to get a hex key just to see if this thing's leaking, because if this crankcase is leaking, that's a very bad thing. It should not be. It means it wasn't put together very well at all. See how tight this is. That's tight. And it looks like a steel gasket, but there is oil on there. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. There's definitely oil on there. Yeah. There should not be any, unless that's gone down from there. I don't know. Anyway, it sounds, I think when I put the oil in it, it's come around and capillary reaction has drawn it up there. It sounds stifled. I think that muffler is really constricted. I can see a baffle directly in front of the exhaust port. That's shit. Now, so it wasn't that easy to start, and even with a warm start, it takes a couple of pulls, which isn't that very good. That MTM, man, this shit's all over this, and it's half the price. So, chain brake must be on before starting. Yeah, whatever. There are things that I do like about it. The recoil cover is actually a cast alloy unit, unlike the MTM, which is just plastic. You've got, all you have to do is that to take the top off it. Pardon me, what sort of spark plug has it got? Yeah, some cheapy. And that wasn't on properly. It's nice to be able to do that, just flip two thingos. And in fact, I've actually ordered the other MTM, the bigger one, the SX72, which is supposed to be 58cc. But it's got a cartridge filter, unlike the 62, like this. So there are things that I like about this, and like this handle isn't just completely flopping around like the others. This handle looks exactly the same as the MTM, exactly. Yeah, I have absolutely. I reckon this crankcase is being made by the same people. The handle's been made by the same people. Yeah, I would put big money on it. Big money. So, yeah, it ran alright, but it sounds really stifled. So, do I think it's worth $300? Just looking at it externally and having started up for the first time. It oils fine. No, I don't think it's worth $300. I think it should be a sub 200 saw, realistically. I don't really see anything on it that deserves that price tag. Yeah, alright, it's got an Oregon bar. Big whoop, you know, for domestic applications, you don't need a name brand bar, you know, and that bar is really heavy. The other thing is, this thing is heavy. So the MTM's supposed to be 55cc, which is a couple of cc's bigger than this, and it's lighter than this. It might be because it's got an alloy recoil cover. Yeah, the colour of it, which doesn't, I mean, doesn't make any difference. I don't particularly like the colour of it. It's this sort of ox blood. Yeah, that's what I'd call the colour, ox blood. Generally speaking, the dead man and the trigger feel okay. They feel fine. The choke is a bit sort of, yeah, it's a bit weird. It's sort of like, almost like rubber. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Feels a bit weird. The fact that it's got a primer bulb, I don't really like that. I'll tell you why. It's just another thing that can fail and will eventually fail. It'll perish and it'll fail at the most inopportune moment, no doubt. Yeah, I'm not really into primer bulbs at all. That MTM SX 62 does fine without a primer bulb. Yeah. It does not have the easy start. It does not have the easy start. But let me just see if the covers. The covers are totally different. The plastic's totally different. The cover's totally different. The handle is. Yeah, this one they've got spun around wrong. Oh no, that's spun around the right way. Yeah, let me compare them. The crankcases. And what's this one got written on it? I wonder if it's got the Zhejiang yada 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 on it. Let me have a look. Where's that magnifying glass going now? There it is. I'll just put it on top of it. I wonder if it's made by the same factory. And nah, it's got other malarkey on there. Doesn't have it on there. But I can tell you right now that these crankcases, no, they're a bit different. They're very similar, very similar, but no, they are different. They're different factories. So they are made by two different manufacturers. Otherwise, there's a lot of things that they'd be using that would be the same. This thing is, man, this thing is heavy compared to this thing. This thing's super light. This thing is heavy. Yeah, that's what I have to say. It might be worth 300. It's got an Oregon bar. I don't know what the chain is. But the difference in weight is a fair bit, actually. It's a fair bit. I prefer the MTM. I'll tell you right now, I prefer the MTM. It's much easier to start, it's lighter. That choke, you know when the choke's on, you hear a click. With this thing, it's sort of, you don't even hear it click. Yeah, they are different. They are completely different. They're still both Xenoa clones. The MTM has dual exhaust ports. This thing's only got one slightly bigger one. Yeah, that's not enough, I don't think. Yeah. So, all in all, I don't know. You know, it's a case of, yeah, this one's lighter, it starts easier, but which one will last longer? The $300 one or the $130 one? You never know. But what I do have to say is that I don't know if it's worth 300 bucks. I really don't. I mean, yeah. But time will tell. You know, at the shootout, we'll know what's going on. So, would I recommend this to a new homeowner or to a homeowner who just wants to do his, you know, one tree, whatever, one tree a year or pruning a year, whatever? I will say, at this stage, I will say no. Obviously Bunnings are going to be pissed off by me saying that, but stiff shit. This thing's this thing's much harder to start than that, like much. And it actually, the recoil did recoil a couple of times. It feels, I'll tell you how it feels. It feels like this thing has actually got a bigger, it feels like it's got higher compression than that one. That might just be that easy start, just sort of tricks you into believing that. But I don't know, it feels like it's got a lot of compression. It feels like a bigger engine. So anyway, would I recommend it? At this stage, no, but we'll have to wait until the shootout, and you know, I've put a tank or so through it to really have some idea of whether it's worthwhile. It does, the plastic does feel solid. It feels much more solid, yeah, than that thing. But I still like the MTM, yeah. I still prefer the MTM, but I don't recommend this. Not for someone, if you've never started a chainsaw, you've never operated a chainsaw, I think this is a little bit on the problematic side. Yeah, whether it just needs a decent tune, I don't know, but you should have it tuned at the factory to where, because the people who buy these things are not people who even have any clue, any idea about how to tune a saw. I'm not going to tune any of them. I'm going to run them as they are and do the test as they are. Later on, I'll tune them. I'll, you know, whatever, gut the muffler, blah, 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 to see how much performance I can get it out of them. But initially, they're going to be stock standard as they are out of the box. So at the moment, under those circumstances, I don't recommend this. So until the next saw, see you later.